because I feel very honored that I have the opportunity of having this chat with all of you. Current situation and the times are such that one really needs to reach out and be as human. But I think what you all are doing as godliness. So really, thank you so much. And my appreciations and my blessings to all of you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy that I'm here. There are many more. I'm flipping pages and I'm seeing. Uh, we have quite a few of us on the chat right now. Anji, so feel free to get me engaged into on what the current situations are, how each one's handling it. Unfortunately, our industry has been shaken up, and y'all can see that for quite some time now. You know, we've unfortunately had some major losses in the last 3 months, which have really shaken up uh, every individual. You know, starting from Mr. Rishi Kapoor, Irfan sir, recently Sushant, and of course there are many other individuals who probably we don't know. But this, like I said, is it's amazing that I'm getting to connect with you all. Thank you so much. Pardon my look and my avatar right now. It's the quarantine look with no barbers being allowed to come into the home. So we also following no shave days.
No
So
shave days.
yeah, yeah, you're identifying Dr. Mohammed. You're identifying. But all of y'all are looking lovely, and thank you again. So tell me, what's the situation out there? Like, what's actually the world out there? Hi Tejal, thank you so much for having me. I'm going to individually say hi to all of y'all. There's Akshay, there's Tejal,
Hi, sir.
and Rukshida. Thank you so much for having me on this chat of yours. Saloni is there. Then there's
Hi,
Varun.
sir.
Then we have Anirudh. Aniruddha. Well, that's lovely your name. Then there's Omkar. Omkar, I like your name. I played the character Omkar in a film of mine in New York. Then yeah, we have Madhu, we have Srinivas, we have Aditi. Hi
Hi,
guys,
sir.
hi to everybody. We have Sukena, hi Sukena, and we have Abhinay, and
Yes.
yeah, quite all of us are on board right now. If I missed out anyone's name, Akshay, did I take your name? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
thank you, thank you.
Thank
Anji, let's start with our convo. So tell me, guys, how is it out there? How has it been? How you guys all been coping up with current situation, and how's it? I can understand that each one going out there is definitely a warrior. The way you guys are really looking after the people, it's truly amazing. But yeah, give me an insight of something that we are so sheltered and cocooned and feel safe because of y'all. But what is it out there? Is it so safe to open up the lockdown on the 30th of June, or is it you know are we making a decision too hastily because we want to speeden up the economy of the system that's unfortunately crashing right now? So, what is it that y'all think? Mohammed, you can give me your opinion about the same thing.
So it's actually, actually speaking, the cases are now declining by, not declining actually, they are stabilizing. It's coming to a plateau now, thankfully. So as you can see, the headlines today itself. So they've said that probably the peak has gone now. So it has been a relief in our hospital as well. I'm from
Oh,
KEM.
love.
So the case load has come down quite a bit, but still it's still significantly high. Even if they do open the lockdown, there should be some precautions. Like they had done this, like alternate shops should be open, uh, and the normal social distancing thing should be continued. Unlike the current scenario where the whole of Seaplace and Marine Drive is full of people. So that was scary
Yeah,
for us actually.
I saw that as well. In fact, I have a home in Malabar Hill where my father and my mother stay, and recently we got news that they were allowing domestic staff. So I also have another home by the grace of God, which is very close to my production office in Andheri. So I took a decision and I shifted them out from there, and I shifted out from Andheri's Oberoi Springs because Oberoi Springs was fantastic. I mean, my society and the managing committee did a fantastic job. In fact, they are they're doing a fabulous job even now as we speak. But because I've been so far away from my parents for almost about 4 months, and my father's 70, he's going to turn 70 on the 27th of June. So I, as a son, as an elder son, I just thought it's my prerogative to also give a lot of time to their, healthcare and their management, and since they were all alone, so I took them out of a very heavily contained zone right now, and we moved to our other apartment, which we luckily had, which is slightly bigger in Worli, which is in World One. So right now the whole family is luckily together. All of us are being able to stay together. We have enough space. My daughter's with me. My wife is with me. And unfortunately, most of our domestic staff had left. But it has taught us a lot. It's this entire phase has been a great leveler, I would say, in a way. Somewhere, most of us in our day-to-day life, we become so ambitious. We become so, hungry for growth. I would say it in a very polite way. And in that hunger of growth and not being content, we just somewhere lost out on a lot of our just day to day connecting with people, and really understanding the value of happiness. And that is something that started hitting me maybe after 2 months. And by the grace of God, luckily, I've always been extremely connected to my parents. And so luckily I've been very rooted because of my father, my mother. And but that was a little bit of a phase where I was very upset about not being able to give back as a son in this phase. So I had to fight him out, and he's an old school man, so he didn't want to leave his home where he felt secure and comfortable. This is a new setup here, but I said, this way at least we'll be together, we'll be able to take care of each other. And right now, yeah, so it has this phase definitely has been a major leveler for all of us, and really have made us all wonder, what have we been up to for all these years. We've been chasing dreams, and we've been chasing happiness in many materialistic ways, in many other ways, but eventually happiness definition is just about family, I guess. And I'm very happy that most of all, you guys also, I'm hoping that all of you all are with your parents, your families, your loved ones, everyone's safe at home. And yeah, so here I am again. If anyone wants to ask a question, go ahead, just feel free to make conversation about
Oh,
whatever topic you want to pick up, Anji.
so I wanted to ask,
Yeah.
how have you spent your quarantine period? Like, what have you done? Have you also been washing utensils with your wife?
Okay, so that's a good one. So I've always been a very scheduled fellow. Actually, I've been a very timetable guy since a very young age. I started working at the age of 4. I've been working at ever since. So by the age of 15, I started working as an assistant director to Yash Raj Films. So somehow it just kind of embedded in me. 7 years of being an associate director, and then getting into acting. So a certain discipline is very important in our careers also. Cut to, we have a lockdown of 3 months, and we have all free time, nothing else to do. So what else does one do? So I'll tell you a couple of my hobbies which have really helped me balance that out. I'm a pianist. So in the last couple of months, I've composed about 4 songs. I've sung them, recorded them, and hopefully one by one I'll start releasing them also. And they're all very professionally done. The next thing, I'm also a writer. I do also write films. So I've just finished writing a web series of mine and 3 feature films in the entire lockdown. Normally I get about 4 hours of writing time, but because of the lockdown, I got about 14 hours, of great creative quality time at home. Having said that, like I said, 3 months earlier, we didn't have any domestic help. So it used to be only my wife, myself, and my younger daughter. We had one nanny who takes care of the daughter, and she's not allowed to do anything. So my mornings would start at about 7:30. I would get into the cleaning of the home and the bathrooms and washing of the clothes, etc., till about 10:30. I'd make sure that my breakfast, everything, including cleaning, all my sessions are done with. Post that, I would maybe just take some time out to start writing. So by about after my bath and getting ready, by about 11 o'clock, I would sit down to write till about 2 o'clock. Then till from 11 to 2, I would write undisturbed. And from by 2 o'clock, I would have my lunch. 2 to about 2:30 is lunchtime. 2:30, I would get back to writing till about 6 o'clock. So for the first 2 months, we weren't allowed to go down in our society for even a walk. So my writing time was till about 9 o'clock in the night. Then it would be dinner, and then back in bed with trying to binge watch a series, or maybe catch on to a film that I haven't for a while, and tuck in with ये हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, एक कबाब में हड्डी, पति और पत्नी के बीच में छोटी बच्ची है. So we have a daughter who doesn't like separating from us. So with her in the middle, we would spend that half an hour, 1 hour TV time with her. And my wife was hands-on with the cooking, because kitchen is not my department, it was her department. I realized that she's a fantastic cook. Before marriage, they were all warning me that she can't cook for nuts. I can tell you for guarantee that this girl has cooked so brilliantly. She's a hotel management student, and now I realize that the money was worth the spend on her education there. She did a great job, and so she looked after us, and she's been a fab mother. And so I've been creatively spending a lot of time. Apart that, of course, once you get saturated, you can't really sit for 14 hours at a stretch and only write. Sometimes I've had blank days of not coming up with even one idea, or not even a dialogue. So it kind of gets frustrating, because you tend to any creative process needs you to communicate with people, talk about your ideas. From an idea, something else pops up, some communication happens with somebody will like it, dislike it, give you another thought process. So in that, I would spend a lot of time with my daughter, and she's 1.5 years old, but she knows numbers from 1 to 10. So we started homeschooling her, and so she's learned her numbers 1 to 10. She knows the color palette, the general colors, basically the primary colors. We've started teaching her primary colors, and quite a few other things. So 3 months have just gone by with me writing, and generally, like I said, because if I'm shooting, then I get about maximum about 3 or 4 hours of creative development. So recently a film of mine has released in the late 2019 called Bypass Road. It's streaming right now on Netflix. So the film was produced by my banner, NNM Films, directed by my younger brother, but written by me. And it's a thriller. So I like writing thrillers, and that's my forte. But thrillers needs a lot of time for development. And so that's something I've been keeping myself busy with. Anji.
So did you learn some cooking or something like that? I was
Bro, I
initially.
promise you, Dr. Mohammed, if you call me, let me call you bro also, because let's keep it casual, our conversation out here. I'm genuinely the best cook when it comes to Maggi noodles. I can cook the best Maggi noodles. So Sunday to Sunday was my job to get into the kitchen, because we health so with our our diets and our workouts, etc. Whatever little bit we can motivate ourselves. So we've been doing that, going for our runs. Now we've been allowed in our societies, there are tracks, so we are allowed to go and run. So we've been doing our 10K of running. But Sunday is our cheat day. Saturday night is a party night for us, and Sunday is a cheat day. That's the only motivation we have through the week to go through our diet of steamed vegetables and boiled food. But Sunday is my day to get into the kitchen, and that's where either the pizzas come in, the pastas come in, or the Maggi noodles come in. And trust me, you will eat your fingers if I make the Maggi for you.
Wow.
That's a guarantee. Other than that, don't ask me. No, I haven't picked up any. I will be lying if I say I've become a master chef. That's wrong. I love watching it because I'm a big foodie. I love watching the series, but I can't cook to save anyone's gut out here. No chance. I
Hi,
have a
Neil.
wife.
This is Dr. Rukshida. It's really,
Hi.
really lovely to have you with us. We're really thankful to you that you were spending some time with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have
And
these young resident doctors who are averaging at age 25 and they're working in all different hospitals. And Nair Hospital, we have a few number of residents from there. And because Nair Hospital was the first one to be COVID, and they're still continuing to be COVID. So we have a lot of young doctors from Nair, really. Yeah, talking about Maggie's, I think something that they will practically, they'll probably relate to quite a lot. Aditi was the last one to kind of join in because someone else had to go for some duty. Aditi, you want to say
Okay.
hi?
Hi, Aditi. Hi. Your mic's on mute. I just saw you there. Okay. Great. There, yeah, you're on now. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Right now I'm on a 7-day quarantine and my duty will start on Saturday.
Lovely. God bless you. God bless you. And again, the more I thank you all, I think the lesser it is. It's very extremely noble. I mean, I know it's just too, you know, how can I say, pompous for me to probably sit back on my chair, very comfortable in my apartment out, and say that you guys are true warriors and glorify all. But I know that I really do mean it by my heart, and I really mean every single word when I say thank you with folded hands. Because indeed, this time is such that it wasn't expected. None of us expected this to come our way, but it's shown us great. I would also say that India has been fabulous with the way they're handling the situation. And in the true sense, as Indians, we've united so strongly. So it kind of is very reassuring that we have such young, doctors and medicals and entrepreneurs and I would say in every field and vocation, how people are just connecting, wanting to be there for each other. I think that's a great sign. It's a big relief. Like I was chatting with all the other friends earlier, that I stay in these big societies in the city where we have about 600 flats, 600 families. Before this, we never used to really uh, communicate as much, because everyone's so busy. You just get up in the morning, rush out of the building, go to your job, come back in the evening, go to your gym, go back home, and that's the day. But now this has really reassured, and reassured me that where we are staying, where we have these family members, everyone's bothered about each other. Everyone's taking so much care for each other. So this kind of family bonding, I have never witnessed in my life. I mean, I know Modi sir had thrice told us to do, things like lighting of the lamp, bajang the ghanti, all of that. Even those small gestures of, Indians just coming together was just proof enough that this is something that we are all in it together. But I truly feel that the true heroes of this entire phase are you guys. So God bless you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
kicking off on the bonding thing, what's interesting that we have Varun here from Nair. He's doing super specialization. And
Okay.
ordinarily, he wouldn't really slum it with the JRs here. But because of COVID, he also kind of contributes and goes down into the pits and actually helps out in the wards. So Varun is like the senior most doctor here. Varun, you want to say hi?
Lovely.
Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, sir. It's lovely to talk to you and thank you for your time, sir.
Guys, please just call me Neil. No sirs out here. Just call me Neil. I think professionally, you all are much more qualified, and for me, truly, it's a much bigger honor. So, in fact, just call me Neil and keep it very casual and friendly. Varun, I must want to compliment you also. You're such a young fellow to look at. Also, I'm sure you are, but also now being called the senior most out here. So commendable to all of you all. The way I am sure, I wish that I can educate my daughter. Unfortunately, we are from a profession where we are so, you know, glorified for not studying. Let's put it that way. So we are very famous for not being educated enough, and I really apologize for that. But I feel very proud that because of my profession, I have been able to chat with so many of you young, educated minds out. And so, Varun, tell me, what do you think? How's the economy going to revive again? What do you think the current affairs are?
Yes, sir. As we all know, Neil, like we'll have to live with the corona from now on. It's not like it's going to vanish in 1 or 2 months.
Right,
Though it's plateau phase now, or even like we can't. There are like studies showing that it might peak in a 2 or 3 months.
right,
Then still we'll have to start living with it. But the problem with the comorbid people who are having diabetic, elderly individual, that is our parents. We should take more care of them. I hope your family is safe and they're doing good.
Well, they are good, touch wood, but my father is acutely diabetic and he's a patient of blood pressure. So that's the reason why I worry a lot on a daily basis for him. And we are taking great care for sanitization, but that's all that one can do is take care of. It's just something that, unfortunately, it's not a disease that you can really predict where it's going to come from. So
Mm.
that's my biggest fear is that. Sorry, I interrupted you. But we have our oximeters. We are making sure that he's following his health routines. We're doing all of that. He's taking his medication on time. All of that, but still, I mean, as a concerned son, and for his parent, I think, yeah, I mean, I sometimes I feel very helpless with the lack of knowledge of some information that maybe is not translating in the communication, or maybe there's a massive communication gap, because it's become such a debate on all the social media platforms also. I think what the current time is that even the so-called WhatsApp groups that we have, where important information is supposed to be sent out, I think most of the information is being diluted in memes and forwards, and people who really want to be the first in the business to make sure that there's some how do I put it? Some sensational news has come out, so they want to be the first ones to really communicate that. So a
Right.
lot of important information is lost in translation, and henceforth we are only grasping from what we hear. And so most of us who are daily educated about what are the do's and the don'ts also feel sometimes very helpless about actually how safe or not safe is it out there. What are the really big precautions one should take for senior citizens such as my father, and for people who are acutely diabetic, etc. What do you have to say for that? I mean, what are the few protocols one should follow?
Main thing is mask, which we are following, and second is social distancing, and trying to keep away from the people like in crowded places or anything like that. But what I can tell you is there is nothing to worry, because the whole Mumbai and the whole resident doctors or the whole doctor team, they are united together, and everyone are fighting maximum. And also like all the paraclinical team, all the paraclinical doctors also have come up to this, and now everyone are fighting to the maximum.
Amazing.
Definitely, yeah, definitely it will be out, but it takes time, and
Course.
then we need people's cooperation. Yeah.
110%. Now, for example, I'm just talking about myself. I am not acutely claustrophobic, but I can keep wearing my mask for a while. But if I'm going for my walk, if I'm brisk walking, if I'm running or jogging, I tend to get really gagged with that. So I tend to put it down. Of course, keeping in mind that there is nobody around. Now, is that okay to do, or someone should be wearing a mask 24/7? Because that I
No,
feel sometimes can
right.
really suffocate you.
No, WHO has recommended that you can exercise without the mask.
Thank God.
You can run without that mask.
Yeah, because that lung power I
So
don't
the
have.
WHO recommendation which I saw. That
I'm not a smoker, but I don't have that kind of lung power too.
Personal hygiene
other they
is
have
definitely-
recommended removing your mask while you are exercising and doing all those doing all that sprint and all.
Right. Yeah, because if I run, I tend to run a lot. I
Yeah,
tend to
Yeah.
stay
And
for
also,
some-
like, if you get any symptoms, try to get away from your parents and
Right.
isolate yourself. Yeah.
Right,
And
right,
anytime,
isolation.
yeah, doctors are available 24 hours. and just feel free to call or just feel free to go to the
That's
hospital.
amazing. That's so reassuring. But that's
Yeah,
really amazing. How about y'all?
because
How are y'all keeping yourselves entertained in entertain? Let's put it this way. When I say entertain, I'm saying everyone needs a disconnect. From your daily life. With of course, with so much happening around the world, unfortunately. How are you guys? I can understand about me. I can say very carelessly that I'm watching a movie on Netflix, hypothetically. But for you people who are actually seeing life and the struggle of so many millions out there as such close quarters, as personal as it may sound, how is it that when you all come back home, you all are tending to disconnect from all that because it can affect psychologically? I'm sure it can, affect you guys also. So, Tejal, what do you think? You answer. Tell me
So
how you.
basically, the lockdown has started. Like, so we had COVID duty. We've suddenly found a lot of free time on our hands. That was like for a junior resident, like a first year junior resident, it was unexpected. That we'll get such a lot of time. So I got back to my painting this year finally, and started reading a lot of rereading a lot of novels. Actually, my favorite ones I started reading back. Just chill, and also of course we do watch Netflix. So
Nice. Great. I'm a commercial art student myself, grade A, that too. And
no, I don't do anything like that.
yeah, I do portraits, I do charcoal, and
Wow.
I do canvas.
nice.
But I unfortunately haven't been able to do any of the canvas. I've done a few charcoals because I had my kit at home, but I didn't have my easel, and all was in my office, so I couldn't get it back home. So yeah, painting is very therapeutic. So I've been digitally painting on my iPad. There are
Ah,
some
yeah,
apps
that's a nice.
I've just been doing. Srinivas, tell me something. How's it going? How are you coping up with everything?
We have 6 hours duties, and after that we have 24 hours off. In between 24 hours, we usually get tired, and in between that we will get rest. And other on the other time, just like our batchmates, we usually do cooking.
Yes,
Right.
cooking.
So are you with family right now, or are you
No, no, I'm in hostel.
you're in the hospital? Great.
Yes,
So your 6 hours of work and then 24-hour
yeah,
a gap time.
gap, yes.
Fine. So there are some measures being taken out here. Great, that's fantastic.
Hello, Neil. I want to ask you one question.
Anji, actually.
Sir, film industry before lockdown, and
Yeah.
now lockdown is getting open up. So after the lockdown is totally revoked. So what will be the difference in after that? So what is the difference before and after the lockdown?
Fantastic question. So before the lockdown, there were no rules or regulations as far as time is concerned. We could shoot for 26 hours in a 24-day, a long day. That's how much I think most of the people in this industry are so passionate about their work. Unfortunately, I think by the kind of guidelines that we have been sent across to all the production homes in the country who are also working, plus me very closely working with other platforms for developing our web series and our feature films coming, some of them for direct to OTT. There are some very strict guidelines that have started coming in. So we know that the shifts, generally we would have 12 to 14-hour shifts, which means a lot of work time, have now come down to about 8 hours. One must compulsory off is there. Then if you're shooting abroad or if you're shooting anywhere else, there's a 14-day quarantine to and fro to be borne by the producers. So what I feel is that the cost of production is definitely going to increase, whereas the quality of execution technically might take a slight hit for a while, because you're not allowed as many technicians on the same floor. So there are going to be different norms of executing a certain scene when it comes to VFX or post production. I don't know if you're aware of these terms with feature films, but post production areas are going to really open up even in the country, or if you're going to really be allowed to travel So which areas are we going to be allowed to work in? For example, if I've written a film, and for me, I've written Ballet Pier, that there's a crowd of 300 people in Ballet Pier, and this is where the hero's introduction happens. I'm saying hypothetical.
Yeah.
Now I will have to know whether I will have to rewrite that sequence, because that might seem impossible now.
Yeah.
So a lot of content that has been already developed will have to be reconsidered in a writing phase for us to reevaluate the current situation. Sometimes you might say that it's a discotheque with 400 people. Nice, great canvas, we have a glamorous song, but I don't think we'll be able to see beautiful women and men dancing together and all of that till we are not really allowed, or till people are not secure of the fact that there is a definite cure or a medication, because everyone's going to be doubting themselves
Yeah.
and each other on the set. कहीं किसी को छींक आ जाएगी, मैं तो भाग जाऊंगा. तो अब दिमाग में वो डाल दिया है. You understand? Somebody is coughing somewhere. If I go even for a jog, if some gentleman coughs somewhere, I leave. So it's just a paranoia, maybe in certain in a mind. And like Varun was earlier saying, that it will take time for it to settle down. It will settle down. I hope the medicine does come today. We believe that one of the biggest, pharmaceutical brands in the country claimed that they have come out with a cure, but apparently Maharashtra state government has apparently banned it and said that it's not allowed to be advertised. I'm sure all of you all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I hope you all follow yoga also. But that was a very subtle hint out there. But yeah, I guess till one actually, but jokes apart, till the medicine's not out there, the insecurity is there. I mean, just the other day I was seeing one of the chains, leading chains of cinema, releasing a video of how the new experience of going into a theater is going to be. I was so heartbroken that my brother and I was sitting in a room and I almost cried, because for me, cinema is 3 generations. Mukesh, my grandfather Mukesh ji, my father Nitin Mukesh ji, myself, three generations for us. We breathe films, we eat films. For us, we and theatre temple, right? We want every Friday a film to come. But the experience is going to be so scary. PPE kits, masks, fumigations, sanitization. Who is going to watch the film in a theater? By the time you sit there in a theater, you're going to get an anxiety attack and then shut the doors. So in that entire thing, yeah, the experience of going to a film will drastically change, and I hope it changes back to the normal soon. But for now, I feel that yeah, it is changed. Also, just on a business point of view, cost of production of a feature film, and big feature films go up to almost 200 crore rupees, sometimes 100 crores, 50 crores. Each film has their own range of investment pushed into the development of the content, right? How are you going to recover that kind of money if your economy, first of all, has taken up so much? Secondly, if your theaters are opening up but are going to be allowed only 33% occupancy, out of that, now you've instilled this certain panic in the people that they might not go into a theater. So yes, the business of cinema has affected, and it has a domino effect. It's a chain reaction. If that's going to be affected, it's a demand supply. Then investors will want to back out. So right now, of course, the OTT is a great platform, but we have some fantastic big producers who are the big players in the market. And some really fine films. I'm looking forward to Rohit Shetty sir's Sanchi and for Kavi's 80. And these are made for experience theater, where is going to be that experience for the and also the business side. Quite, but we are hopeful. Today I had a couple of meetings before I got on to this one with a couple of my other platforms who I'm working with, and today after a long time we felt that there was a ray of hope that work might get back sooner than.
Your question.
Anji?
Upcoming.
Oh, lovely. Okay. My directors will slap me out if I speak about them. Okay, so I'll speak about my home production because that's the easiest to speak about. There's a web series that I've developed. It's based on a serial killer, and it's a suspense murder mystery, and I think it's very exciting. That is something that NNM Films has developed. And there's another film that my younger brother is a director, and he directed Bypass Road, the first film, which I wrote. So we as a brother team have, got 2, 3 films in the offering. He's also doing some work outside the brand, and he's developing some stuff for outside. But there was another film that we want to do, which I have written, again a thriller. It's about a one night story about a guy. I mean, more than that, if I speak on this platform right now, I will be sued. And Varun, then that bill comes to you. so, so unfortunately, I'll tell you very honestly, there were 2 films that I was very excited about starting before this entire phase of ours. But because of the uncertainty of shoot, they have gotten shelved right now. And so till we don't really know what the really correct state of affairs are right now, we won't be able to commit on. It's best not to commit to something that's just floating in the air. So here's hoping that the stuff that we have developed goes on floor soon, and you'll be able to see it. And I take one film or one project at a time. So I again consider myself very lucky that Bypass Road had finished. I was able to send the film out to Netflix, and we had a theatrical release. All of that happened, and can you believe my luck factor? I mean, sometimes I say there's a divine intervention there. 15th March is when my film Bypass was released on Netflix, and 17th March was the lockdown that started. So unfortunately, since I had already finished all my deliverables, I had finished all my commitments, I had not taken up on any. So as of now, the upcoming projects are going to be home videos and some Instagram stories with my daughter for a while. Yeah.
Well, I have a question.
Hanji, yeah.
Sir, how lockdown affected your personal life? Now you have a child. Now your bonding with your child has increased a lot. I know that, but tell me more about it, sir.
Well, I think it's only done great for me. Normally, my schedule and my routine is such that I tend to stay out of home for months at a stretch. My daughter was born on the 20th of September last year when I was filming in Alibag, and I just happened to coincidentally give my wife a surprise because I knew she was due around the same time. So my mind was constantly back at home. So luckily, production was mine. My brother was directing, so I could take the call, and I called shooting off for 2 days. And it was Ganesh Visarjan at that time. We have Ganesh ji at our home also. I said, ये सारी चीजें एक साथ ध्यान में रखते हुए मैं घर से 2 दिन छुट्टी ले लेता हूँ, घर चले जाता हूँ. शायद maybe even Rukmini might want me to be with her, And coincidentally, again, luck factor out here is that I was on a speedboat back into Bombay from Alibag, where I just called my father up to ask about Rukmini and her, health, and he said, "Listen, we are on our way to the hospital. She's due." So I said, "When were you going to tell me this news?" After she delivers, So as luck would have it, I was there in time for that. But right after that, I had to get back on set for a month. And I used to feel even that time that I wish I don't miss out on Nurvi's growing ages. This growing age is so important for every child. Right now, the bond that in the last 4 months she and I developed is are memories that I will cherish for rest of my life. From her being educated by her mother and me at home, her saying her first words, picking up on things, doing her videos of dancing with her family. This is what happiness is all about. This is what we sometimes are chasing dreams while the dreams are right in front of you. You're living the perfect dream when you're happy with your family, and we are just out there chasing dreams which are frivolous, which are important. I'll never say that I'm a content man. I'm in my entire family. I think my father and all would also agree that I'm the go-getter. I'm the most aggressive worker. I'm not at all content. But like I said, because of my parents, I've been so bonded with them. That balance ratio is fantastic. So Aditi, tell me, how are you coping up with your time during this entire lockdown? What's been happening? How's it going?
For me, I'm kind of catching up on the academics during the time I got the free time during quarantine. The other days during duty, I think it's quite tiring.
Yeah,
So after duty, I sleep.
I can imagine.
And yeah, catching up with family.
Lovely, lovely. God bless. What about you, Abhinay?
I'm a pediatrician from Sion.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
during the duties also I have perks of playing with the kids in the
Wow.
PP, and during the uh, free time I do sketching. I cook for myself. I actually explored myself. I don't know, I would do cooking very nicely. Seeing the
Hmm.
YouTube channels, seeing the cooking masterchef channels, I started cooking. So I explored myself very nicely during this lockdown
So
period.
what's your favorite cuisine, if I may ask?
I can make
Maggie.
Yeah. No, no, no. Maggie, he will not be able to compete with me. That's my space. That's why I'm not talking about Maggie. There's a
I
lot of
can
endorsement happening for Maggie right now.
I can make a rice ka kheer.
Oh wow, I
Uh,
love kheer. Fantastic. So you're a sweet tooth, huh?
yeah.
Nice, nice, good, great. So we have on the other page we also have yeah.
Saloni is
Okay,
there.
Saloni, you've been rather
Hi.
quiet.
Yeah.
Hi, Saloni.
Hi, sir.
Evening.
Sir, I actually have a small vignette for you.
Okay.
In Nair Hospital, in all the wards, we've got a television set, and we
Okay.
have a lot of elderly patients. So, what we do nowadays is we play a lot of old songs. So, just
Oh
today
wow.
morning, Mukesh sir's playlist came up, and
Oh
Jina
wow.
Isi Ka Naam Hai started playing, and I was so
Wow.
thrilled that I'll be able to communicate this to you today
That
itself.
is so nice. That is
Yeah.
indeed very nice. So at home, like I said, my father and I are now back together. So this is a daily routine out here. Right now, as where I'm sitting is my small study room, and in my study room I have my grandfather's harmonium. So my father and I do riyaz every morning, and in the evening I got him. We have a mic set at home because that's his job also. So both of us are bonding over a lot of singing and bond time. But like you just mentioned, there is no better singer in this world, not because he's my grandfather, but Mukesh ji. I personally am a Kishore Da fan. I'm a very big Kishore Kumar fan also. I love Kishore ji's songs. But Mukesh ji's songs are so profound, they have so much of depth in them. And there's a certain simplicity that I think people connect with. And I feel very honored and very privileged to carry that legacy forward. So I'm sure many of you all have also heard, let's get it on a lighter note now. There are many memes on my names, there are jokes on me, Nitin Mukesh, three. So I'll just tell you all a brief, anecdote behind why this name was. Okay, so my name is Neil Mathur. I'm a Kayast. I'm born and brought up in Bombay. My mother's from Delhi. My grandfather Mukesh ji is from Daryaganj, Delhi. But Kayast generally are from Allahabad, so UPites. And Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is also a Kayast. Uh, so my father and my grandfather were touring for my grandfather's world tour, where my grandfather passed away. And unfortunately, during the shows, and he couldn't complete that tour. And my father was all alone with him. So he came back to India with his father in a casket. And somewhere he felt that, there was a dream of Mukesh ji's that was left incomplete. And after that, he changed his name from Nitin Mathur to Nitin Mukesh. And instead of being a director, my father had trained with Rishikesh Mukherjee. I don't know if you all have heard the you should, young boys and girls. But Rishida is, I would say, he's eternal for all of us. He's one of the finest filmmakers in the world. Rishikesh Mukherjee made films like Anand, Abhiman, Julie, Namak Haram, many of them, many films at that point. So my father was Rishida's associate director, and he wanted to be a film director. But unfortunately, my grandfather passed away at a very young age, and he had and left behind a family with my father and his three siblings who were much younger than him, who were still in school. So he had to educate them, and that's the reason why he took singing as a profession, and he was professional at it also. But his dreams of becoming a director changed there, and he completed my grandfather's dream and took his legacy forward. That's why he named himself Nitin Mukesh. Now, all these years later, when I became an actor, everyone gave me options of choosing a screen name, and I said, "Listen, what's the point of me being a son to, a father like the father I have, if I can't do exactly what he has done for his father, carry forward his legacy and his honor?" And that's the reason why, along with his father's name and his name, I attached mine. And I felt that it's a great burden on the shoulder, but it's great to forge ahead with and work hard with. Sometimes, unfortunately, today is the day and age of social media. People love, they all are critics. Everyone has a right to say and talk about everyone's work, personal life, etc. Some people it gets onto, but I take it very coolly. I say, okay, fine, as long as you're talking about me, I get free publicity. Let's put it that way. So yeah, but yeah, sometimes initially it used to get on to me. I used to be like, they don't understand the value of it. So one day there was a gentleman on Twitter who would every morning I would get onto my Twitter and say, today I'm going to connect with my fans. Let's hear something nice. One man would abuse me every single morning. 1 month passed by, 2 months passed by. Third month, I got really frustrated. I said, "No, enough." Yeah. And I'm slightly hot-tempered also myself. I mean, I'm a self-made man. I've gone through so much of struggle in my life. I'm bound to have that, and certain self-respect more than temper. So I asked this gentleman. I said, "Why is it that you're abusing me constantly every single morning? Have I done any wrong to you?" And Pat came the reply, "Oh my God, sir, I'm such a big fan of yours. I was just trying to get your attention." That's the day I just dismissed I never took social media so seriously, So I generally refrain myself from passing any political comments, any comments on religious sentiments, because everyone has it, an individual approach to their own beliefs, their own sentiments. So I don't speak about none of that. But I also realized that suddenly there are a gazillion critics in this world who seem to know filmmaking, who seem to know every aspect of acting, of emoting, and are giving star ratings, 3 stars, 1 star. अरे बकवास फिल्म है, अरे फ्लॉप फिल्म। एक फिल्म को बनाने के पीछे कितनी मेहनत लगती है, कितने लोग हर दिन हर रात कितना संघर्ष करते हैं। कभी कभी 2 साल लग जाती है एक फिल्म बनाने में, और 2 घंटे की होती है। वो 2 घंटे की फिल्म देख के आपने अपना जजमेंट पास कर दिया। Of course, it's a story. You will like it or you will not like it. But technically, if you want to break down a film and be a critic, then there are many valid points to doing that also. So even that I don't take seriously anymore. There are only a few critics who I really worship and follow. There are many, there are stalwart, who really know the business. Sometimes even KRK sir speaks, logic stuff about some films, so people who are belonging to the film fraternity. There's Anupama Chopra. There's so many of them. Rajiv sir, Rajiv Masan, who really know why they are evaluating a film in a certain way. But when a general person just starts criticizing a film without understanding the technical aspect, then I kind of, disconnect my thought process. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, I was just wanting to share this one anecdote of my name since it came up with Saloni. And thanks, Saloni. That really means a lot. I'm going to share this news with Dad also today. I'm very very happy. But I can tell you, I know so many people even now who love Mukesh Ji songs. Which is your favorite? I mean, if you are
I love Tu Kahe Agar. It's a
oh, beautiful,
beautiful song. Beautiful song.
beautiful song. Yeah.
Think you
So
can sing
I'm
it
not
for
sure if
us?
you'll.
No.
वाह
Oh
तू
no no
कहे
no
अगर
no.
तो Saloni, I think you should sing it for us. Yeah,
No
you're
no no
right.
no sir. I'm not a good singer. I'm
No,
so
no,
sorry. I'm
please,
not a good
please,
singer at all.
please, please.
No.
Looking
Oh
forward.
my god.
Please, Saloni, just a
I'll
line.
just
Yeah.
sing one line.
Sure.
तू कहे अगर जीवन भर मैं गीत सुनाता जाऊं, मैं बीन बजाता जाऊं, तू कहे अगर.
Very nice. Super, super.
Thank
Also,
you.
the
Thank
lyrics at that time was so amazing. Yeah.
you.
Today,
Yes.
sorry, but today's lyrics sometimes scare me. Enjoy singing out here.
Light
Abhinay,
No.
Abhinay, I saw a big smile on your face.
No.
There, I can see all your teeth. You like singing. Come on, let's
Hi.
have a laugh from you
Hi,
also.
Aniruddha sings?
Yeah, I'm not a professionally trained singer, but जैसे एकलव्य जी ने महाभारत में धनुर्विद्या सीखी थी, I'm sort of that way.
That's very good.
Yeah,
That's
so
very good, Anirudh.
because singing and like music and art goes on in my family for like 3-4 generations.
Oh wow!
So my grandmother would act in plays in Marathi nataks. She
Wow.
would play the harmonium. So that is like I feel genetically into me.
Nice.
And
There's no question about it. It's only genetics that really gets you the rhythm and the sur, you know. So let's have a line. Sing something for us, please.
क्या सुनना चाहेंगे आप?
आप बताइए जो भी आपका मन करे, जो भी आप चाहें, कोई सी भी genre का गाना चलेगा.
नहीं, I only listen to Hindi and Marathi songs. I'm not a fan of English songs.
No, हिंदी या मराठी ही. In fact, मराठी भी बहुत अच्छे गाने हैं मराठी के.
I like to sing this few lines from the movie Raz.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. आप जो इस तरह से तड़पाएंगे, ऐसे आलम में पागल हो जाएंगे. वो मिल गया जिसकी हमें खुद को तलाश थी, जिस्म से रूह में हम उतरने लगे. इस कदर आपसे हमको मोहब्बत हुई, आपके प्यार में हम संवरने लगे.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow. Continue.
Well, I'd like to move on to your film. Na. I'd like everybody else to join. Na. यारो खुद के
Superb song. जी भर के यारो, जी भर के जीले
पल लगता है आजकल दौर अपना आएगा. यारो खुद पे हो यकीन, जो जिंदगी हसी है जुनून सा सीने में.
Superb song, yeah. What a film, yeah. What a film. I feel very blessed. Sometimes I don't like publicizing my work or myself. I like being very quiet. I'm very shy in nature. खुद का ढिंडोरा नहीं पीट सकता. लोग अपनी तारीफ करें या अपने काम के बारे में कोई और बात करे तो शायद उससे इज्जत और बढ़ती है. लोग कहते हैं, मेरे पिताजी हमेशा यही कहते थे और कहते अब भी हैं. तो मगर आई फील कि मैं बहुत लकी हूँ कि इतने कम अवसर में और इतने कम सालों में, and Kabir Khan is one of them. I've worked with Pradeep Sarkar, Sri Ram Raghavan, Vidhu Vinod Chopra sir. I just did Wazir, Bijoy Nambiar. There's so many of them. Sometimes the list goes on, and you're just wondering, Madhur Bhandarkar, then Sudhir Mishra. It just goes on. Get to learn so much from these creative people. But my experience on New York was fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, how do I explain? It was a dream for all of us to be associated with that film. Also, very topical film. So thanks for reminding me and taking me back in memory lane with that one song.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Neil. I asked for a 30-minute from you, and you spent a good hour with us. So
I can go on.
we couldn't have you that you join us.
Sorry?
And it was really sweet of you to share such personal stories and spend so much of time with us.
It's a big pleasure of mine. Thank you so much. जाते जाते आप लोग के लिए मैं भी एक गाना थोड़ा गाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ और होपफुली के इस गाने के जो बोल है और मतलब जो है इस गाने के पीछे हम सब के दिल को हल्का हमेशा छू ही जाते हैं. But this song belongs to everybody, for every generation and every profession. Whoever is a passionate human being, I think. I'm just going to take this liberty and sing this song. Don't judge me. I'm not one of the best singers. Not as good as you, Anirudh. Not at all.
No, nobody's judging. Come on.
लिम हो ना हो गर्दिश में तारे रहेंगे सदा. भूलोगी तुम भूलेंगे वो, पर हम तुम्हारे रहेंगे सदा. रहेंगे यहीं अपने निशान, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ. जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ. जी चाहे जब हमको आवाज दो, हम हैं ही दोनों जहां, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you guys. Thank you for chatting. Bye. See you all.
Bye.
Very good.
Thanks a lot, sir.